Hey Tim, how are you today?
Well, I'm pretty good.
You're pretty good. All right, well, you've come to see me, so you must be interested in getting a job. Can you tell me a little bit about your situation?
Well, my mom says that I have to get a job, and I just finished school over the summer, and she says I got to get a job. And Dad's yelling at me to get a job, so I'm here to get a job, whatever job you're going to give me.
Okay, well, first let's start with what kind of school did you finish over the summer?
I finished high school.
Okay. Did you take some summer classes to get finished over the summer, or did you finish in June?
I finished in June.
Okay. And did you get your standard diploma, or did you get a special diploma?
Special diploma.
Okay, all right, that's no problem because we don't care what kind of diploma you got. What are
Dad
you?
does.
Well,
He said I should have been standard.
okay, I see. All right, so that's okay too, because some of us don't test really well, and SOLs are standardized tests, and not everybody takes those well, and it doesn't mean that you can't get a really super job.
Yeah.
Were you thinking that you might need some more training? That you wanted to do some more school or some more training? Or what were you kind of thinking?
Well, if I do training, you're saying I can actually go to school?
Like, what do you mean?
Well, I mean, I just got finished with school, and I'd love to go back to high school.
Well,
All
no,
my
you
friends
can't
are
go back
there.
to high school. I understand that all your friends are there. But you might want to do some vocational training. You might want to go to a school and get some skills and certifications in a specific kind of job that would make it easier for you to get a job. Or you might want to look at TCC to further your goals.
I like to drive.
Do you like to drive?
I like to drive.
So you have your license?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay. So how long have you had your license?
I got my license when I was 17.
Oh, okay. And how old are you now?
Well, I'm 19. It took a little longer to finish school.
That's okay. All right. So you've had your driver's license for 2 years. How much driving do you do now?
Well, I mean, I drive to church every Sunday, and I'm allowed to drive to Johnny's house. He's my friend.
Okay.
And I drove here today.
Okay. Where do you live?
Well, I live over in Western Branch.
Okay.
I went to Western Branch High. You know Western Branch High?
I do know Western Branch High.
I like that school.
Okay.
Don't you like that school?
Yes, I like that school. And I know that all your friends are there.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard to move to the next step when you feel like you're leaving your friends behind.
Yeah.
But you know what? When you get a job, you're going to make new friends. And some of the friends that you have had in high school will continue to be your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So you don't have a lot of experience with driving, but you like to do it.
Like to do it. I was thinking if I could drive one of those big trucks.
Okay, so you might like to go for your CDL license?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
That'd be fun.
So I think the first thing that we're going to need to do is to do some vocational evaluations. All right?
Is this like the testing that they sent me for with the psychiatrist?
No, this is specifically to kind of figure out what kind of things you like, what kind of things you don't like, what things that you're good at, what things that you struggle with.
Mm-hmm.
How did you do with math in school?
Math was good. I liked algebra.
Okay.
I didn't like geometry, but I liked algebra.
Okay. So where did you struggle the most in school? With reading stuff?
English.
With English. Okay. All right.
I mean, I talk fine, but they just writing it out. They say that.
Okay, hard to get your thoughts on paper. And that's okay because not everybody's good at that, right? Doesn't mean that you don't have good ideas. It just means it's harder for you to get them on paper.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So I want to say as a first step, we could do a local vocational evaluation here with Debbie Veal, and she can help us to start learn you and what are going to be good things for you to do. And I wonder what your tolerance would be for going away from home for a few days. Have you ever been away from home? Never spent the night somewhere else? When I say go away from home for a few days, what do you think?
I just don't think it's a good idea.
Okay, so not ready to do that. I want to just put this out there. It's available to you at any time, not just now, but in the future. We do have a facility that's in Fishersville, and that's like 3.5 hours away, and they do a very in-depth vocational evaluation. But you have to be willing to be away from home for 5 days.
5 days.
So you like go on a Monday, and then you come home on a Friday.
Well, there was one time when I went to church camp for a week.
Yeah, how did that go for you?
Well, it went pretty good. Some of the
Do you need something to
kids
fidget with here? You can fidget with this.
Yeah. Some of the kids were mean, but, you know, it was...
How many days were you away?
We left after church on Sunday, and we got back Friday or Saturday.
Okay. So you were gone for a whole week.
Uh-huh.
So did you want to think about going to Wilson? They can tell us all kinds of things about, actually they're just going to give you the most information on yourself that we can offer. They can tell you about like what kind of things you need to do better at so that you can get your own apartment, how you do with friends, how you do with time that is not dedicated to working or other, structured time. How do you do with unstructured time?
Will I have my own room?
You actually would be sharing a room with someone. That's one of the things that they want to look at is how good are you at
How many people am I sharing?
one other person.
One other person. I guess I'd be okay.
So this is what I want to do for you today. We're going to do some paperwork, and I'm going to do your intake, and then I have to make you eligible. And the paperwork that you brought with you today is going to help me to make sure that you're eligible. Once you're eligible, I'm going to refer you to Debbie Veal. She's here in this office, and she's going to give us our first snapshot of vocational interests for you. And in the meantime, I'm going to refer you up to Wilson. But there's a really long waiting list for Wilson. And what I want you to do is I want to see if you can take a trip up there with either your mom, dad, or both, and look around and meet Wendell Coleman, and he'll give you a tour so that you can make sure that you really would like to go there before you wait a long time and then you get up there and you don't like it.
How soon will I go?
Well, if I refer you right today,
Uh-huh.
it's all the way going to be till May.
Oh! Okay.
But that does
Okay.
not mean that I think that you should be sitting around doing nothing until May.
Well, what kind of things do you think I should be doing?
Well, I think that getting a volunteer opportunity is a great first step. And if you really want to find out if you like to drive, you could maybe go to the food bank and ask them to volunteer in picking up food and delivering it to their warehouse. Or sometimes I think they deliver food out to people who live a little further out. And
So I can get a job doing that?
it would be a volunteer job, so you wouldn't make any money. However, you would be earning a recommendation for when you are ready to work, and you would be able to find out if you truly like driving and would want to do that for a living. Would you be willing to do something like that?
That sounds good if I can do that, and You know, my dad's always told me I need to get a resume together.
Yeah.
And I guess this is something I could go on my resume like that was a job.
Absolutely. That's absolutely correct. And we can actually help you arrange that, make some connections for you, so that you can get started volunteering.
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound interesting to you?
Yeah,
Okay.
that sounds good.
Well,
I think I could do that.
Okay. I think then.
So we're saying that I could start volunteering pretty soon, like before Christmas. But then in May, I would go. Would I go for the week over the summer, or would it? Well, I see I'm not in school anymore, am I? So I could go in May.
Yep, and
Yeah.
that's why we would want to stay with a volunteer opportunity, because you can just alert them that you're going to be gone. Doing some things for vocational things, and that'll be okay. Where sometimes that's not okay with an employer, it would be okay with a volunteer situation.
How long do I volunteer for before I start getting paid?
Well, I think that the volunteer opportunity would be a chance for you to discover if you really like driving. And it was going to give you some other information about, do you like to deal with people? Do you not like to deal with people? Do you, I hear you saying that you do not like to deal with people. You'd rather do a job by yourself? Okay, can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, I mean, that's kind of what I like about driving is, you know.
You know what? That's what I was just going to say to you. Like,
Yeah.
driving would be a good solution if you don't
It
like to
is.
deal with people
It
too
is.
much.
But, you know, also, I like animals. There's probably not a job where I drive a truck with animals, is there?
There is a job like that.
Doing what? With who?
Well, the animal control is doing a lot of animal transport.
Don't they kill animals? I don't want to kill any animals.
Okay, so probably then sheltering is not a good career choice for you, because most shelters are going to include euthanasia. That's part of the deal there.
But, I mean, why can't I drive the animals, say, from people's house to the shelter where the shelter would take care of them?
Well, they
Don't
do
they
try
have-
to take care of them, but there's too many animals. So finally, some animals are euthanized.
Okay.
Okay, and if
Maybe the food thing's better.
okay, all right, and that'll just start to give you an idea. Like, there's a lot of different drivers. There's people who drive for restaurants. There's people who drive for
I like food.
O'Reilly's. Do you like
I
food?
like food.
Yeah.
O'Reilly's would be good too, you know, because I watch Top Gear a lot, and I know a lot about cars,
Okay.
and I
What do
like
you
cars,
watch?
and to go to like, you know, a place that fixes cars and deliver the parts. I really like that. I think that'd be great because you know, I could see how they work on the cars and do the cars. That would be fun.
Okay, all right. So that's another kind of opportunity that we can think about. Again, just
I like
because-
that better than food.
Do you like that better than food?
I like that
don't
better
know
than
that we
food.
can get that as a volunteer opportunity.
Okay, but I mean,
But we can
I can
aspire
do
to do
the
that as a job.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
I think
right.
I'd like that.
Okay, so I think what we want to do today is set a preliminary plan that we are going to help you, which means just a beginner plan. We're just going to start,
Okay.
and it'll change, right? As we move along, we'll make decisions and the plan will change. But what we'll start with is a local evaluation with Debbie, and she can give you some more information about yourself. We'll help you to arrange a volunteer position with the food bank, hopefully including some sort of driving. And then we'll be on the waiting list to go to Wilson in the spring.
Okay.
And then at Wilson, we'll be able to give you a ton of information about yourself that we'll be able to use to decide about
So this
jobs.
goes step by step by step.
It goes
But
step
I
by
like
step.
that.
You like
I
step by
that.
step by
Yeah.
step?
Yeah. If we
Okay.
could- am I going to get that in writing where I can follow it
You
step by
bet.
step?
We're going to make that plan today,
That'd be
and we'll
good.
print it out, and you can take it home and show it to mom and dad,
I'd like
and you
that.
can keep it in your room for reference. And
Mhm.
as we change the plan, I'll always give you another copy of it.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Does that sound
good.
fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. I think that's a good first step. So let's get started on the paperwork.
Okay.
Okay.